Captain by a hook with a red beard. Captain by a hook with a red beard.
What dog? G Money, man. Boy, wow. Snowing down here in the south. My man G Money talking about he was out there no shirt. Anyway, man. Ohio State, baby. The Buckeyes acting a dang donkey last night. Got a text that the Ohio State Buckeyes won the national championship. Don't I know it? Old Norm McDonald joke for you guys. Anyway, uh, yeah, told you last Thursday, Ohio State minus 8.5. Never a doubt. But man, please. After I do the intro, we're gonna jump into these conferences. Also, we're gonna look at national championship winner futures, basically some college basketball futures. Maybe take a peek at this Final Four to make the Final Four market. Um, but I do want to jump in and just look at these conferences. About 3 weeks into conference play, about 4.5, 5 weeks left, depending on how you count it. Uh, I guess you got 6. Let's just say 6 weeks left of conference play. Feels like a lot when you say it like that. But believe you me, championship week and selection Sunday will be here before you know it. Thursday, we will talk madness at an extended length, talking about March Madness. But today, we're going to talk conferences. Going to preview tonight, and I got 2 of them things for you. 2 bets for you tonight. Tonight's the night. But quickly, I just want to give my thoughts on the Los Angeles Dodgers, the the Brooklyn Bums. I just want to do a PSA announcement to all the crybabies I saw over the weekend. Wah, wah, Dodgers are cheating. Wah, they have too much money. Wah, they're signing all the pitchers. Wah. Shut the hell up. If you're scared of a rotation of Shohei, a Glasnow, Snail, and 2 cats from Japan we've never seen pitch, it's probably your 3rd season watching Major League Baseball. Uh, that lineup looks cooked to me. You think Shohei, after 2.5 seasons of not pitching, is going to come back and just be an ace? I doubt it. I highly doubt it. Snail. Don't know how this kid keeps getting Cy Youngs. Uh, he goes on 10 to 15 game stretches where he's a beast, but for the most part, he gets his ass tore up. And then Glass now. Puts no fear in my heart. Y'all just need to stop crying. Excuse my French. Like some baby back B words. Trust me, I'm more afraid of the Dodgers lineup than that rotation. But at the end of the day, it's baseball, baby. And on any given day, any team can win. You know who y'all should be scared of? Same division. 5 hours east. The Phoenix. Arizona Diamondbacks. I think they're going to steal the division and win the ring next year. You heard it here first. Diamondbacks. Order the rings already. Just a hunch. What else did I want to talk about? Crybabies crying over the Dodgers. Huh. It's Captain by a hook, baby. With the red beard. I'm Rowan Donaghy, a.k.a. Rowan Doss. Going live. It's the 21st of January. A super Tuesday in college basketball. Switched up the background a tad bit. If you notice the new logo right here. Let me know if you like it. Follow me on X right here. Ooh, ooh. At Rowan Donaghy. Anyway, this thing's presented by Stare Down Sports. Stare Down Greatness. Let's jump into the conferences. But first, I do want to talk about national championship winner. I'm going to do timestamps for these separate instead of having them all jumbled. Jumbled up. Now that the college football season's over, we got 2 more weeks of NFL. I guess 3 more weeks technically, but 2 more weeks of games. A lot of these guys are going to be jumping over to college hoops because this world is full of degenerates. And I love it. Absolutely love it. You got Duke and Auburn right now. Co-favorites to win it all. I'm going to say 2 things about that. I'm not betting anybody plus 500 in the middle of January to win a national title. That's for first thing. Damn sure. Also, Duke has not shown me they can win a close game yet. Lost every close game they've been in. Mind you, they've beaten teams by 30, 25. Try not to do it. But March comes around. Even if they run through the first round, even if they run through the second round, even if they run through the Sweet 16, there's going to be an Elite 8 game and a Final Four game where they're going to have to win a close one. And maybe the basketball gods say you're going to lose the close games in November and December so you can win the close games in March and April. And maybe the Duke Blue Devils are your 2024-2025 national champions. I'm not saying it's not going to happen. I'm just don't think it's going to happen. Also don't think it's worth a bet right now. And then Auburn at plus 500. Don't even want to spend time on them. Lost in the first round last year. I really don't believe in this team. I know. Well, they're number 1 of the nation. I know. Means nada to me right now. Still have a long SEC schedule ahead of them. Dealing with some injuries right now. Let me see Auburn at full strength run through this SEC. And then you got Houston at 10-1. Don't really believe in them. They just always get to the Final Four and fall short because they don't have a dog on offense. You put Cooper Flag on Houston, I think you have a national championship. You put Ace Bailey on Houston, if he buys in, you have a national championship. And then you got Iowa State, Alabama, Florida, Tennessee, all kind of flustered in this 13-1 to 16-1. You even got Kentucky down there at 18-1. It's hard for me. I keep saying Kentucky, Kentucky, Kentucky all season. And I'm starting to get to the point where I think I need to take a step back, reanalyze the situation. Because Kentucky is not proving me right. I'll just say it like that. Lose to Alabama at home on Saturday. Not a good look for a national champion. Alabama, 14-1. Maybe they are your national champion. we get a chance to see them in action tonight as double-digit favorites. I forget who they play. I just know they're minus 11 and a hook. They're playing the house that, excuse me, Vanderbilt. Honestly, the last 2 years, I knew UConn was going to win a national championship in November. I told you, UConn's going to win a national championship. This year, I tried to make a bold statement on Kentucky, and again, I'm starting to realize I need to back up off it and put my cup down, in the words of Snoop D-O-double-G. And then you scroll down a little longer. You got an undefeated in conference play. Undefeated in conference play. Michigan State team at 40-1. Izzo's 1-2. Oh no, he's been there twice. 1-1. They lost in 09. Excuse me. You got Michigan, who I believe is a point guard away, right there at 40-1 as well, from being undefeated right now. Gonzaga, they're 30-1, and they are struggling right now. We'll talk about that in a little bit, just to win their conference. Illinois, Connecticut, and Kansas. All three of these teams around 22, 25-1. It's just a tough one this year. And I think it's a tough one because I'm trying to force a narrative to myself. Illinois just lost a close one on the road against Michigan State by 2. Connecticut. I told y'all, huh? I told y'all Creighton was going to get them. They lost to Creighton. Connecticut should be way, way farther down this list. I believe Connecticut and Marquette should be switched. Marquette's 50-1, while Connecticut is 25-1. Show me a world where that makes sense. Marquette also lost on Saturday, too. True. But they haven't lost as much or in the same fashion as UConn has. You even got a team like St. John's at 50-1. Oh, look, Purdue's 50-1. Arizona's 50-1. Arizona, get them the hell out of this conversation. There's a team, 2 of them actually. 3 of them actually, that I don't think anybody's talking about. And they are long as hell when talking odds. Oh, Mississippi. Old Miss. 66-1 to win the national championship. 2019, Texas Tech. This close from a national title. Kyle Guy for Virginia hits a corner 3. Splash that thing. And that's what stopped Texas Tech from winning the national championship. What does Texas Tech have to do with Old Miss? The coach of Texas Tech 2019, Chris Beard, is now the coach of Old Miss. When you talk college basketball, talent rarely matters. Coaching always matters. You see teams like Tennessee and Rick Barnes. Rick Barnes just seems to never be able to go to that Sweet 16 hump. Last year, Matt Painter finally got over the Elite 8 hump, gets to the championship game and loses. I don't think Purdue has the talent this year to replicate that. But Chris Beard has shown you, with a team nobody believes in, he can get them to the national title game. And this Ole Miss team is very, very talented. 66-1. You can jump on Ole Miss right now, depending on what kind of gambler you are. Throw a dub on it. Get you about 1,300. Memphis. This is the first season, I believe, in Memphis. They're 80-1. I would look at Memphis more for Elite Eight and Final Four numbers. We'll talk about that in a second. I didn't mean to spend this much time on this. North Carolina, right now, second to last team I want to talk about. Third to last team I want to talk about. North Carolina is 100-1 to win it all. It's probably the team I believe in the least. However, since ACC play, they've been a pretty damn good team. We get to see them tonight in action. And we saw them go to the finals 2 years ago or 3 years ago, depending on how you count it. I lost to Kansas. They can get back there. They got the talent and the coaching. Albeit, I don't know how great the coaching is, but they got it, whatever it is. I want to talk about two more teams. West Virginia is also 100-1. I don't think they're going to hold up come tournament time. But Creighton, 125-1. If you put a dub on Ole Miss, might as well put a dime on Creighton. Excuse me. It'll bring you about 1,200. Creighton is looking to be the hottest team right now, which I know means nothing going into the tournament. They finally got healthy. Just beat UConn on the road. They're on a 2 or 3 game win streak. This is a team I'm going to be looking to ride. Ride, ride, ride. In the words of Drake. Creighton, 125-1. Also, we get to see them in action tonight, foreshadowing my man Franklin. And then I want to talk St. Mary's, 200-1. If you put a dub on Ole Miss and you put a dime on you put a dime on Creighton, might as well put a nickel bag on St. Mary's. Now, this is the one I believe in the least, but boy, oh boy. Them in the College of Charleston have been undeniable ATS this season. They've been covering 13 to 17 point spreads with ease. St. Mary's, honestly, have been saving my ass every couple days. That's probably as low as I would look. Excuse me, St. Mary's at 200-1. Nebraska's kind of falling apart on me. Cincinnati's falling apart. Utah State's falling apart. San Diego State's falling apart. New Mexico, 350-1. You get a little deep, and it's like, all right. Washington State's 500-1. Put the guard money on that if you want. A little $2, bring you 1,000. But again, take all these wagers at your own risk, and please, please gamble responsibly. I got tickets on Kentucky to win it all. I got tickets on Michigan State to win it all. And today I'll probably be adding Ole Miss and Creighton. I'll think about that a little more post-show. Oh, hit the wrong button. Definitely. Love it though. Man, that's crazy. I didn't know we could bet on Unrivaled. Slide. Give me 1 second, and we talk about this Final Four. Sorry. I don't know. It's Captain by a Hook, baby. With the red beard. It's just crazy. You can bet on Unrivaled? I would have been betting their ass. Final Four. I wish they had Elite Eight numbers. That's my favorite. If you can catch a team like plus 2,000 to make the Elite Eight, it always feels a little safer. And then you get to a ton of hedging spots in the Sweet 16. Made a lot of money 2 years ago off that. I would definitely be on some Elite Eight, and I'll bring them to you as soon as they come out. But Final Four. Auburn's minus 110. I wish you could bet no. I would bet no at plus any damn thing on Auburn to make the Final Four. Because you know how hard it is to make the Final Four. Duke's even money to make the Final. I wish I can bet no to that too. Not because they can't make it. The odds of them making it are a lot less than the odds of them not making it. I would say they got a 60% chance not to make it. No, I would say they have a 75% chance not to make it. 25% chance to make it. And you're telling me it's minus 110? Get the hell up out of my face with that shit. When you're looking at Final Four, I'm not betting any team plus 200, plus 300, plus even Michigan State at plus 850. Hell to the no. Numbers ain't good enough. So I'm probably just going to ignore this thing. But when you scroll down, Ole Miss is 16 to 1. I got Ole Miss 32 to 1 to win the SEC. Just gave them out at 66 to 1 to win it all. 16 to 1 to make it to the Final Four. Memphis 22 to 1. Creighton 25 to 1. These are some bets I would make. It's just a tough one, man. Making it to the Final Four is damn near as hard as winning it all. So I'm actually going to just ignore that. Let's jump into some conferences. Sorry for the false hope. Starting off with Conference USA. We're just going to kind of go over what I gave out preseason, what I gave out pre-conference play, and what everything is looking like now. I don't really have too many new bets for you in this field, especially in this Conference USA. I think I was wrong. I jumped on Louisiana Tech back when they were like plus 300. They're plus 3,000 now. So you can see how off I was with that one. You got Middle Tennessee State as the favorite plus 275. UTEP, University of Texas, El Paso, the Mighty Miners, they're plus 300, and New Mexico State is plus 300. Excuse me. And then you got Liberty at plus 350 before it falls off of a cliff. Jacksonville State at 14 to 1, Western Kentucky at 20 to 1, and then Louisiana Tech 30 to 1. I would just pick any of those teams that's plus 300 or plus 350. New Mexico State's the team I like the most. Little homer there, but plus 300 if you got to make a bet in that conference. There you have it. I told you Duke had like minus 110. Might as well just do it. I don't think there's anybody in this conference that's going to get them, catch them. And now they're minus 1,200. So Clemson's the closest favorite at 11 to 1. Uh, I'll just send everybody that likes this video $100 before I bet on Clemson. Not that I'm going to do that. If I was going to bet on Clemson, I would just rather send y'all money. But Clemson at 11 to 1, it's a hell no for me, boss. Louisville, another team I could never, ever, ever this season bet on. Maybe in a year or two, Pat Kelsey gets his guys, his system, everything's really locked in. Louisville might be a good team to ride in the ACC. North Carolina's 50 to 1. I don't think North Carolina's that far off. Let me double check something real quick. They're 5 and 2. They take on Wake Forest tonight, who's 6 and 1. Huge game. If you want North Carolina, I would wait because if they lose this game, they'll probably have no chance. But no, also if they win this game, they probably drop from 50-1 to 30-1. Wake Forest is right behind them at 60-1. Wake Forest is 6-1. Both of these teams are 1 and 2 games behind Duke, who is 7-0. That's where I would be looking. North Carolina, just because they have the rivalry with Duke, they can get them. Anytime you have a rivalry with a team, you can get them. Because the rivalry takes away from the mismatch, if that makes any sense. When Duke goes to North Carolina, it don't matter what the records are. It's going to be a close game. And if North Carolina gets hot at the right time, who knows? At 50-1, I think it's worth a shot in the dark. But I also, being a little homerish. But a dub sack on that brings you about 1,000 just for North Carolina to win the ACC. Again, only 2 games back right now. Still have 2 games against Duke this season. Maybe Duke falls apart. Maybe Duke gets an injury. Maybe North Carolina gets hot. They got the talent. We've seen that. Ian Jackson's a damn dog. Still got RJ Davis. Still got the mental. They can play with Duke. If it's anybody in the ACC, it's North Carolina for me. Big Ten. This is a fun one, which means it's not fun at all. I gave you Michigan at 11-1. I gave you Michigan State at 13-1 before the season. Those are your 2 co-favorites right now, and not really co-favorites. Michigan State plus 150, Michigan plus 250. I told a good friend of mine before the season, he said, which one you believe in the most? I said Michigan. I think I'm changing that answer today. I think I believe in Michigan State the most. Izzo, these kids are believing. And these kids are locked in. They've bought in. It's beautiful basketball right now going on in East Lansing. Michigan, they're close. They just got to get Danny Wolf off the bleeping ball. I'm tired of seeing Danny Wolf run the bleeping point. Tired of it. Michigan's going to lose in the round of 32 this season to a team they shouldn't lose to because Danny Wolf is running the damn point. This ain't AAU, bruh. Get the ball in the guard's hands and go sit at the high post or the low post and make your magic. You can play point forward from the 15-foot area on the baseline. You can play point forward from the elbow. We don't need you dribbling 40 feet from the basket trying to make plays. This shouldn't have ran on Michigan. I'm sorry. Purdue is also the second favorite with Michigan at plus 250. Purdue's just missing something. And I don't know what that something is yet. I'm going to watch them tonight and I'm going to see what stands out to me. I haven't really watched a lot of Purdue ball. I think I've seen them play once or twice. They're just missing something. And this is the first time in a while Purdue's been guards have been their best players, and maybe it just doesn't look right to me. Illinois is at 10-1. They just lost to Michigan State. They'll have to do some climbing. Wisconsin at 20-1. Oregon at 35-1. Still enough games for any of these teams to catch them. Question is, can they and will they? Personally, I'm just going to sit on my Michigan State and Michigan tickets and hope for the damn best. If you watch the show, yes, I do still have Oregon tickets at like 8-1. And I have UCLA tickets at like 9-1. Wah, 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 wah. Big East, baby. Both Marquette and Connecticut lose over the weekend, which gives St. John's in the conversation. Creighton's plus 850. If you don't jump on it now, you're going to miss this number. Should have jumped on it a week and a half ago. I didn't see it coming. I think it's going to be out of Creighton, St. John's, or Marquette to win this division. Creighton's plus 850. St. John's is plus 160. Marquette plus 110. I got Marquette at 650, so like 3 tickets on them at 650. So I'm just fingers crossed on these Golden Eagles, baby. But right now, if I had to bet this, it'd be Creighton plus 850. Man, the SEC conference. This is a fun one. Auburn minus 250. Anytime there's 6 weeks left in the season, and you got a team minus 250, you're looking to fade them. Old Miss, I gave them out at 32-1. You can still get them at 22-1. Tennessee's plus 900 now. Alabama's plus 550. Kentucky, don't go breaking my heart. I got more money on Kentucky to win the SEC than I'm proud to admit. 25-1. I got a bunch of 12-1s and 18-1s and 13-1s. Man, I don't know. They're just such a talented team. I didn't see them losing to Alabama this Saturday. Them losing to Alabama really kind of uppercutted my faith in Kentucky. And I hate to do it. Great coach. They lost that game because of coaching. Called some timeouts at some weird spots. And then you end up with 6 minutes left in the game with one timeout left. Just the team fell apart from there down the stretch. Just absolutely fell apart. Alabama at plus 550. I'm not going to say it's the smartest bet, but it probably is if you want to get into the SEC right now. I don't believe in Tennessee. I don't believe in Florida. Old Miss is a long shot no matter what number you get them at. Even if Old Miss was plus 400 right now, I think they're a long shot. But Alabama at plus 550, they can definitely play. This is what I said about the ACC. Anytime you got a rivalry, it outranks talent and record. Alabama and Auburn, true rivalry. They have yet to play. Alabama can definitely get them. Auburn. I look at Auburn as a ticking time bomb, just waiting for them to implode and explode. Both implode and explode. Big 12. Y'all might want to skip this. Because I'm going to tell you Kansas at 13-1 is the best bet to make right now. If you want to jump on some West Virginia, don't really have a chance. They lost to Houston already. Houston minus 135, Iowa State plus 200, Arizona plus 850, Kansas 13-1. Correct me if I'm wrong. Kansas has yet to play Houston or Iowa State. They played Iowa State. I do remember that. Last Wednesday. Turkey dog whooping. Iowa State beat them by damn near 20. Kansas has Houston this Saturday coming up. I don't know. Just trying to see if they had Iowa State again. They do. There's still a chance. Kansas still has 2 games against Houston. Probably have to sweep that. And they definitely going to have to get their lick back on Iowa State February 3rd. If you think that's possible, like I think that's possible. The only thing is those last 3 games for Kansas, man. Anytime a team ends that tough, you got Texas Tech, Houston, and Arizona. They'll have to be playing their best basketball down the stretch. Definitely a long shot. I'd just stay away if I was y'all. But 13-1 on Kansas would be the only bet I make if I was making a bet on that conference. Mount West, baby. I'm going to run through this one quick. I don't really have any stake in this. Utah State plus 105, New Mexico plus 125. I think it's going to be one of those teams. Those are the best teams. I think San Diego State's lost a little too many. That loss to UNLV last week kind of put a stake in San Diego State's chances to win it. They're still 12-1 if you want it. I'm going to stay away from anything Mount West this season. Memphis minus 250. It's them or nothing for me. And I already laid them at like minus 160 earlier in the season. So I'm just going to ride that out. Atlantic 10. I don't have any skin or bones in that thing. I loved St. Bonnie's early in the year, and now I just absolutely hate them. Absolutely hate them. Drake at even money in the Missouri Valley Conference. And then this is the fun one. I talked about it on Friday, and then we got some whoopsie doopsies over the weekend. St. Mary's is now minus 110 as your favorite. St. Mary's is the best team in this conference. Gonzaga at even money always seems to win this conference no matter what. I got Gonzaga at a bunch of minuses. Honestly, if you're jumping in the West Coast right now, I would just throw a full unit on Gonzaga, throw a full unit on St. Mary's, and just know you're going to break even. So just stay away. Arkansas, this is a fun one. To make the tournament, plus 240. No, to not make the tournament, minus 350. Arkansas, a bid. Hail to the no, no, no. Not even going to waste time talking about them. Have already cussed them out. Enough. Trash ass Calipari. Another coach said, we just look at them now and just shake our head. He didn't say that. He just said they don't fear him anymore on that other sideline. I'm telling you, it was that Kentucky Blues that brought the fear, not Calipari. St. Mary's minus 300 to make the tournament. Yeah. North Carolina minus 200. Yeah. I'm just reading stuff at this point. John Wooden Award. Cooper Flag's running away with it. Minus 750. That thing's already wrapped up, if you ask me. The only other player playing on his level, PJ Haggerty. Haven't heard one person mention him, so you know he's not going to win it. And then your boy Ace Bailey, 250 to 1. If the Rutgers could win some games, Ace Bailey would be second favorite in this market. Him and Cooper Flag are right here. Only difference is Duke is undefeated in conference play. Rutgers has a losing record. But as far as draft stock goes, Ace Bailey should be drafted above Cooper Flag. Probably won't be. But Ace Bailey will be a better player at the next level than Cooper Flag. You can mark my words on that. It's captained by a hook, baby. Rocking and rolling. Let's preview tonight's games. Oh, there's a bunch of good ones. A bunch of games. One of the bets I was going to get about moved already. I apologize for being late this morning. It's snowing in the South. Rhode Island. I was so high on this Rhode Island team. And now they're plus 6.5 at home to Virginia Commonwealth. Just shows how this season's going. Rhode Island. Rhode Island plus 6.5. I still would bet on plus 6.5 tonight, but definitely staying away from that one. Mississippi State taking on Tennessee. This line is running and grooving. Tennessee was minus 6.5 last night. Now they're minus 8.5. Money coming in on the Volunteers. Mississippi State, I do think they have a chance to keep it close. However, just one of those games, man. I don't want to put my money on Mississippi State to keep it close. I don't want to put my money on Tennessee to blow them out. Gonna stay away. Think Tennessee wins it at home, but I think it's more of a 4 to 5 point win than a 9 to 10 point win. Alabama was 11.5. Now it's 12.5. They're taking on the house that Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt, baby, plus 12.5. That's a betting man. That's where I would go with it. But Alabama, man, I want to lay it. I think Alabama ends up winning this game by 20. I almost laid the 11.5. Now it's 12.5. I'm definitely not going to do it because I saw it 11.5 and I didn't do it. But I like Alabama and I like them minus the points. UConn minus 13.5 taking on Butler. You gotta believe they're gonna bounce back from that loss to Creighton. But then again, I've been gotta believing in UConn all season, and it's gotten me nowhere. So F 'em. UConn minus 13.5 if I had to bet it, but I ain't gotta, and I'm not gonna. Texas Tech, 1.5 point favorites on the road, taking on Cincinnati, kind of like Cincinnati at home on the money line, plus 115. Get a little small plus money on Cincinnati there. Worth a stab in the dark if you want to bet it. Boston College taking on Virginia, 9.5, way too big if you ask me for Virginia to lay at home. I think Boston College can keep it within 10, right? St. Bonnie's, once the best team in college basketball at covering the spread, and this was just 3 weeks ago. Now a team I wouldn't bet the money line if it was minus 1,200, and you gave me 1,200. St. Bonnie's though still would be my bet minus 3.5 if I was gonna bet this game. Uh, but George Mason probably is gonna upset them and send them back to the dorms crying. Ohio State, baby, taking on Purdue Skis. Ohio State football, national championship. Ohio State basketball, crying. Uh, need this game more than they need food and water. I do think they keep it close. I would bet Ohio State plus the 9.5. They're gonna come out fighting. I think they keep it within 10 against Purdue. But Purdue definitely wins this game late. Probably around by 7 is the number I have for it. Purdue by 7. Marquette, Quetta, as I call them, they're taking on a sorry Seton Hall team. Marquette minus 11.5. I've been saying all year Marquette's not covering, but they're winning. And as long as they're winning, I'm happy. Lost on Saturday, which means I think they do cover today. Marquette minus 11.5. Give me them winning this game by 28 points. Shaka Smart off a loss. Uh, well, that's the definition of a dog off the leash. Marquette minus 11.5, baby. Rocking and rolling. Iowa State, they're taking on Central Florida. A little too big of a number. They are two. Also, I don't remember if they just lost or if they just didn't cover on Saturday. Either way, Iowa State coming out with something to prove. Minus 16.5 there. Too big for me to lay it. 16.5 is a big ass number to lay in the Big 12. Minnesota taking on Iowa. Minnesota's been pissing me off all season, so you got to think they're going to cover this 8.5, right? Right? Minnesota plus 8.5 if a gun was to my head. Missouri, a water gun that is, taking on Texas. Texas minus 2.5. Give me Missouri plus the points plus 2.5. Also, I like Missouri plus 110 on the money line. If this money line was plus 140, I'd be all over it. But at plus 110, I'll just lay the 110 on the on the plus 2.5, excuse me. Missouri plus 2.5 there. That's where my money would be. Arizona on the road taking on Oklahoma State. This is going to sound crazy, but this game can go one of two ways. Arizona wins by 30, or Oklahoma State wins by 12. I don't know. Can't call it. Arizona's been up and down, back and forth. Oklahoma's been kind of steady, just sneaking up on people. Oklahoma State at home plus 8.5 if I had to. This line has moved a few times. It went from 6.5 to 7.5. At 6.5, it was one of my favorite bets of the day. At 7.5, I'm staying away. West Virginia, baby. Oh yeah. The 23rd ranked team in the nation. They're taking on an Arizona State team that either loses by 50 or they win by 3. And honestly, I think tonight they lose by 50. Give me the Mountaineers of West Virginia minus 7.5, baby, taking on the Sun Devils of Arizona State. Few more fun ones before we get to the bets. I think I'm losing my voice. Excuse me. Captain by a hook, baby. North Carolina. Take your shirt off. Spin it around your head like a helicopter. They're taking on Wake Forest. Wake Forest at home tonight. This is a fun one. This is probably going to be a game I tune into. I'll be flipping back and forth between Creighton and DePaul and North Carolina, Wake Forest. For sure. North Carolina on the money line, bruh. I'm a homer. It's my mother's favorite team. Wake Forest, though. Would not be surprised if they won. That's why I'm not betting it. I'm staying away. My hands look small as fuck today. North Carolina on the money line, baby. There. Louisville, SMU. I would take Louisville on the money line. Just feels like the better team. Wisconsin. They're taking on the mighty Bruins of UCLA. UCLA is laying 3.5. No, thank you. Give me Wisconsin plus the 3.5. I don't think these boys respect Mick Cronin anymore, and that breaks my heart. Staying away, but I would bet Wisconsin if I had to. Washington. This team is so trash, man. Oregon minus 13.5 is probably a bet at 950. I'll decide if I want to bet it or not. Oregon minus 13.5 though would definitely be the side I'm betting. All day I'm gonna think about this. Like, ain't no way Washington keeps it close, right? Oregon just wins this game by 27, right? That's what I'm gonna be telling myself all day, and probably around 9 o'clock I'll pull the trigger or not. But Oregon minus 13.5, definitely a good bet there. BYU skis. They're taking on Colorado. Colorado at home. Dogs. Plus 4.5. I would take Colorado at home just because they're at home. Pretty good home environment, home court advantage there. But BYU definitely the better team. Minus 4.5. You could talk me into either side of this game. If I was drunk drinking with the fellas and everybody said let's do BYU, I would say let's do it. If everybody said let's do Colorado, I would do it. So I'm gonna stay away for that reason. I could see it going either way. And then Wyoming, they're plus 8.5 against the running Rebels of Las Vegas. UNLV, I think they run away with this one. I would bet them minus 8.5. Only if I had to. Let's get back to these bets. Like I said, I got two of them things for you. Excuse me. Captain by a hook, baby, with the red beard. Presented by Stare Down Sports. Stare Down Greatness. I'm Rowan Donaghy, aka Rowan Dobbs. I got one bet for you tonight. My man Frank's got another. Duquesne. You said Duke Kane? No. I said Duquesne. They're taking on Dayton, baby. Dayton. Show me something. Dayton. I thought would be a top 25 team in the nation by now. They hit conference play, kind of stumbled, hit a few speed bumps, hit a few potholes, had to change a few tires. Give me Dayton tonight. A minus 3.5 on the road, taking on Duquesne. Dayton. They were minus 2.5 when I took them. Still like it at 3.5. I think they win this by 8 or more. I do think Duquesne keeps it close, but I think the free throws, I think they'll be up by 4. Free throws will put them up by 8. Duquesne probably loses by 5. Give me Dayton minus 3 and a hook there. And then now for the best bet of the day. I need somebody. Anybody. Hit me with the horn. Hey Frank, you see I put your name up for you, huh? First day your name never been on screen, bruh. You gotta come through. Franklin, Earl, Beardwinaton. Y'all can finally see it spelled out. And y'all finally get it. Beardwinaton. Huh? Best bet of the day, baby. DePaul. taking on Creighton. Creighton, the hottest team in the nation. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. By the way, I could rap, but that came second to me. Shooting these. Nah, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. That's the Jay-Z lyrics for those that don't know. Creighton on the road taking on DePaul. Creighton, put an exclamation point on the last 2 weeks for me. Give me Creighton -6 and the hook on the road taking on DePaul. That's the best bet of the damn day. Creighton -6 and the hook. To recap these damn things. I always forget to do what I forget to do. Excuse me. Captain by a hook with the red beard. Presented by Stare Down Sports. Stare Down Greatness. I'm Rowan Donaghy, aka Rowan Dobbs. Two of them things for you. Dayton -3.5, and then Franklin's best bet of the day. Creighton -6 and a hook. When your bets rhyme, that's a good omen, right? Dayton, Creighton. Let's get it popping on a Super Tuesday, baby. Again, Captain by a hook with the red beard. Presented by Stare Down Sports. Stare Down Greatness. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the love, and thank you for the support. I'm Rowan Donaghy, aka Rowan Dobbs, baby. The 21st of January. The month is flying, baby. Before you know it, it'll be the 21st of February, and after that, the madness will be here. Even though the madness is already among us. Tomorrow, we'll recap all the games from tonight. Give out tomorrow's bets, of course. And then Thursday, we're diving into some real March Madness breakdowns. Start talking some teams I know is going to be in there. Start talking some analytics. Start talking some sets. Gonna have some fun with that one on Thursday. And then Friday, my man, Jaden Chandler, Parnell will be here from the JC Pod. And we'll be talking all things football, baby. NFL playoffs. Conference championships. Going down, baby, this weekend. That'll be a fun one for sure. Make sure you tune in the rest of the week. Again, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the love and thank you for the support. Please take all of these wagers at your own risk. And please, please gamble responsibly. Dobbs.